So what type of God do we say we is that God in? Which we really so Christians?
Baptist.
Baptist? And what type of people is a Baptist?
African. Right.
Well, we have to find that in the Bible. So when you talk about a religion and not talking about what race of people is. Christian is a race or a religion? African people you say, right?
Yeah, African.
What your father is? What race your father is?
I think Christian.
Your father is a Christian?
Yeah.
So he's a religion.
I raised my father as a
African, right? So-called African, right? And you? African, right? And we also is a Christian. Right?
Christian.
Christian is a religion. That is not a people, that is not a race of a person, right? It's a the Chinese, it's a the Indian, it's a the white man, you know, it's a the so-called black man and these things.
Yeah.
That is a race. Right? You can't be a religion and calling it a race. Right? So what type of person your father is? A so-called Negro? African, so-called African, right? But he is not African people, right? The Africans look something like, but we and them is two different people. That's why if you see an African walking the road, you will hear people say, well, look at African. But when they see you walking the road, why they don't say, look at African? Because you're different from them. You look something like them, right? Just like how the Japanese and the Chinese will look similar, but it's not the same people, right? Right, so when you go to the, like how you have dictionaries for school, to understand the meaning of certain words and all them different things, right? You know about that, right? That a dictionary for the Bible is Donovan Compact Bible Dictionary. So like certain words you might see in the Bible and you don't understand it, you have a dictionary to show you what it means, right? And like certain, like when you say African, and you show you who is the African, what tribes they have and all them different things, right? So again, Matthew, come on Matthew. Right, so you say, this is, you'll get Deuteronomy 28 for the son, you know, this is Ham, right? Ham is a African race of people, right? Ham, the youngest son of Noah. Well, do you know who Noah is?
Yeah.
Noah. For the ark, we're talking a little over. For the ark. Who had the ark, right? He didn't pay the rates, right? You follow it? The youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. So that 8 persons on the ship, right? On the boat, right? Which is Noah, 3 sons that Noah wife, and the sons, each one of them had a wife, right? So 4 female and 4 males on the ship. Are you following so far, right? Lived through the flood. He became the progenitor. You know what progenitor mean?
Yeah, you can explain it in a second.
No, it mean like like your grandfather had your father have you. When you grow older, you might have children, and then your children might have children, and they come like a lineage. Yeah, generational, yeah. So progenitor of the dark races, and these are dark skinned people, right?
Yes,
What are those called? Right? There's called we Negroes, as you say, and all to nigger, but the main we call we black, right? But then you look at the color of your skin black? Skin black? But when you watch heat pants, it's black. When you watch this one pants,
Like this color, like this
black.
color.
Like just a color, right? That
This
is
is
used to
black.
describe we. Because when you watch it, when you look at the word black, right? And then you hear black magic and all these different things. These things don't mean nothing positive, right? Negative things, right? They'll tell you that like when you see a black cat and you see Tagi night deja vu and all you about already, right? So they use black to describe things that end good. It's a waste. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're cooking food and you get black, you win and trade, you ain't going to eat the food, man. You cook food with the rice bun, I'm going to eat that bun rice. I ain't going to eat the walnut. You ain't going to do that, right? You eat the good food and throw it out because it ain't good again, right? And nothing good about it, right? So that is why they call we black. Trying to say we are nothing good about ourselves. These are we.
Accusing.
Yeah.
And knowing that all can change.
Yeah. Right? Progenitor of the dark races. Wait, say we is just no? The Negroes, right? Not the Negroes. But the Egyptians, which is our African people, the Ethiopians, African again, Libyans, which is our next race of African people, and the Canaanites, right? So we, let's call we people Negroes, right? We're calling them straight out African because there's a difference between we and them, right? There is the African people and them now. We taking coffee and all kind of thing and putting on the hair, then see the hair turn orange. The women and them doing self wear no proper clothing and all kind of different things. Women and them in some way jump shorts on. We don't do them things, right? We're drinking blood and doing all kind of nonsense. That is now bullets, right? But I'm sure you can't stomach and face that, right? That alone go to show you that their genetical makeup different from you. They might look something like we on the outside, but it's a totally different people, right? But you know how we forefathers come to Trinidad and around the face of the earth? But you have any idea? You ever hear about the slaves and them who come down on the slave ships and that? Ever hear about that? Okay, no, sir. Okay, no? Right, so this is Deuteronomy, right? If you go to Deuteronomy 1 and verse 1, I'll just show you that. Right, so it says Deuteronomy 1 and 1, right? So it says, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan, right? So Deuteronomy is written to the Israelites, right? Right. So you go down and see Deuteronomy 28. The whole Deuteronomy 28 and 15, right? Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken, meaning if thou listen, right? Diligently, like you're paying the, what sport or the thing? Football, right? So if you pay full attention to what it is the coach teaching, and eventually you will start to learn certain skill and you will understand what it is about, right? Right, so this is what they're talking about, right? And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently, meaning pay attention, right? Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments. So this is what we're supposed to do. Right? Like how all you're coming out and all you might do a sport instead of going and do some form of crime or you know whatever. The only thing wrong with all you're doing is that all you're doing it on the Sabbath day. Right? You're not supposed to be, like running and sweating up yourself and doing any form of work or anything like that on the Sabbath day, right? You can cook, you can clean and you can wash and do these things, right? Exactly what he did that Moses set apart. Right? To observe and to do all his commandments which I command this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. How we people living? Like worldwide. We are above other people or we under the other people? Under them, right? That's why you are no set of money to do nothing, living in the ghettos, you are the poorest that are, nations of people, right? Living like, see which part I live in and all too is a more ghetto area, right? You see people in poverty. The other nations, them have the better jobs. You might work KFC and these sort of low paying jobs and all, like CPF and all these nonsense, right? And how you see the Indians and everybody else getting.
We all go to church or picture. Yeah, I'm like down, like I mean low, like real low.
Them above and we underneath, right? But Moses say, if it is we keep the commandments, we would be like how them living. Be better than that, right?
Right.
But this kingdom with them, wouldn't know it's still be that garbage compared to what this we going and get in the kingdom to come, right? Right. So bring out 15 for me.
So this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. So it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right, so you say if we will not listen unto the voice of God, right? This is what we're going on now.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and
all these
overtake thee.
blessings.
All these curses.
A curse is a good thing or a bad thing?
That's it.
A bad thing, right? Why you say a curse thing would be a bad thing?
It can be a bad and a good, eh?
This is just sinning.
It's just what?
Sinning.
Right, so it's a bad thing, right? Like finish off that.
So it says that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, so what it means, our curses is something bad. If I tell you, you're going to never play football, you will fall and break your foot. Right? That's putting like a curse on you. Right? Or you will lose your job, wishing that you lost. All these things is a curse. Right? That you lost your life or lost your job. You understand? Something negative. Right? So the most I tell you, if it is we keep the commandments, right? From 1 to 14 in Deuteronomy 28, from 1 to 14, how we go and bless you, right? If it is we break the commandments, now everything have a good and a bad side to it, right? Right, so the Most High giving we an option. Either you choose good, right, and he would bless you, or you choose bad, and all destruction and all these kind of things will come to you, right? You pay attention, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, go on, no problem.
Right, so this is what Most High gives we people, right? An option to do good or to do evil. Right? So what do you think we choose to do? We choose to do good, right? What do you think we choose to do? Good. And what do you think we choose to do good, right? If we choose to do good, how come we only facing the curses and not blessings from 1 to 14?
And follow the bad.
Right, follow it. So that means we choose the bad, right? We didn't choose the good, right? So that is why we in the lowest state that thing, right? But from 1 to 14, we're showing you that if it is we choose, if we keep the commandments of the Most High, right? The Most High go and bless we above all nations. Are we living blessed above all nations or are we under all nations? Under all nations, right? So that means we didn't keep the commandments of the Most High, right? That is why we in the conditions we need to be, right? Right, so it's say, bring 16.
Right, so this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 16. So it says, cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
How we living in the city?
Sin.
Not just sin, but we are the poorest communities, they are the poor, lowest set of jobs, living like from hand to mouth, meaning as you get paid, it's finished because you have to try and send your child to school, pay bills, buy food, provide clothes and pay for water, lights, everything, right? And the money that you're working for, it can't really do nothing, right? So whilst we're going through this, you will tell now what type of people fit this set of cases in the Bible, right? Because it's only we people going through certain things that the other nations will be going through, right? So that will show who is the Israelites according to the Bible and who is not, right? Because you know that people living in Israel say payment to the Israelis, right? We'll go up to the next one.
At verse 17, so it's verse 16, right? Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Right, so how people live in hand to mouth, you know, it's our food, right? To barely feed yourself, right? So that means we fall under the curses of the Bible, right? And Deuteronomy. So it's saying Deuteronomy 28 and 28, it says, and the Lord shall smite thee with madness and boldness and astonishment of heart. How you see most of the people living right now? By the side of the road, the homeless, they are nothing at all, right? some of we women and them, what do you think? The hair falling up there, that the other one stick on weave and all this thing. You see the other nations doing all this sort of craziness? Them don't have to do that, right? Because them already have, right? And then say now, in verse 32, say, thy son and thy daughter shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand, right? So in slavery, we had children, right? And the slave owners used to take away the children and them from we. We had no power to take back the children from them, right? All this is a curse that the Most High put upon one particular nation of people, right? And the same verse 36, right? I will see that. And so that the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. Right? So the take kings, high men of authority, and all Israel, right? And bring me into lands that we know nothing about. We don't know about Trinidad, we don't know about Caribbean and all these different things, right? But we homeland in Jerusalem, right? Right? So they capture me and bring me to these places on them. Right? When they take our people from the homeland, take with the God, take with the nationality, food that is eat, you know, the way I live in. What is you bring them to? It's called slavery, right? So you bring them to introduce them to what is called slavery. Right? So as long as you take away a man God and a man heritage, things that he's supposed to be doing, like the food that he's supposed to eat. Right? You take away all the knowledge about how he's supposed to live and all these things, and you're teaching him your ways, you're teaching your way into him. Now that man become a slave. Right? Just like when a man on work, that things you might not want to do, but you have to do it because the boss said do that, otherwise go home. Right? So that is a form of slavery. Right? You'll get 64 from them.
So this is book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. And
more 64 from them, right? How we people just live according to what you see in society. Like how we just live with one another. Angry, right? Grudge and all these different things, right? Like we have a hatred towards one another, right? Yeah. Every day hearing killing and all those things. Just like last night, Mumbai media, a lot of gunshots going off last night, right? Right? So this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 56. The tender and delicate woman will go up to 54, right? So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, meaning we had a soft heart towards one another, right? If I see you and having something, I used to come out and say like how you're playing sport, right? If it was not a day that was ordained for you to do certain things, and I seem like you need a water, or if I do have it, I'll go across the road and buy it and give you because I seem like you need it, right? So we had a love towards one another a long time, but now all it's seen is like we are hate towards one another, right? As I said earlier on, we just fight and kill and all this. Yeah, old grudges, right? So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother. So now, as you see somebody like yourself, first thing that's coming to your mind is you want to compare yourself to them.
Like Joe.
Yeah? Understand? So, his brother. And towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children which he shall leave. How much are we people? Plenty of we people, right? We try not to grow up with one. The father out of the home, right? And you might have a next stepfather out in the house that ill treating you or wherever it is, right? All these things is a curse upon the nation of people, right? But what we read in here is about a curse that will be on the Israelites and them. So far, what type of people you see going through this that we're reading about? Other people, there's a generational curse, but what nation of people you see going through this that we're reading about so far? So-called Negroes, right? So that so even the women and all too, jump down to verse 36, right? the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her feet upon the ground for delicateness, right? And tenderness. The eye shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards the son, and towards her daughter. So the men doing this and the women doing this of a particular nation of people, right? Who you think does do this the most among all race of people on the face of the earth? What race of people you see do the most? Fatherless homes, mother leaving the home, Negroes people, right? So-called Negroes, right? We'll bring out verse 64 from us.
So this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other.
Right, so this is a curse that the Most High going and bring upon one particular nation of people, right? You get that again from it up?
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Right, so Most High say, we then scatter we amongst all the other nations of people, right? And we go and serve other gods like wood and stone. What this talking about is like in churches, you'll see a sign of the cross, right? But let's make it out of wood, right? So now we go and serve religion, right? And then we talk about the stone and all too, right? As they say, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, meaning he's going and carry in slavery, carry off in slavery amongst all nations of people, right? From the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, right? So we're going and start to serve Buddha and go into Muslim thing and then different religion and thing, right? Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, meaning the forefathers and them know nothing about it. Now we're going and start to do it because the slave master and them but then bend me to their will, meaning they're going to make me serve their gods. Right? I come like if you like to play football, right? And I like to play golf or something, right? And I telling you, this is where you have to play. You let me know, I do like to play that, but I tell you, you're going on and start to get on us here, wherever I just might put my hand on you and tell you, this is what you have to do, I do what you're doing next time, you do. Right? I come like I forcing you. These are like the tools, right? Because I want you to teach, right? Right. So that's what we slave master do to me. They make we follow their religion and that. Right? Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So now we worshiping under religion. Right? Like all the Christianity and all of that. Right? So it says in verse 68 tell you that how, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. So get Acts 2 and 20 from it. Right? This Egypt that, remember when the slaves on them was under Pharaoh, there was this part. It was in Egypt, right? That was a physical Egypt, right? But this Egypt we're talking about is a spiritual Egypt. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Right? So we forefathers and them come down here, right? Because they're not plane and all these different things back then. Right? They had slave ships, right? By the way whereof I spake unto thee. Meaning exactly how the Most High say, thou shalt see it no more again. Meaning we will see homeland again. Where we come from, right? And here ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, meaning slave man, and bondwomen, slave women, and no man shall buy you. Meaning nobody going and free from this captivity that we live. That's why you go to no wages, you know your parents thanks about for the send you to a proper school, you start there with things that you need, proper clothes, proper, you know, to take care of your children and them, right? So this nation of people will be in captivity until the Most High free them, right? Now they tell you that we free, right? If we free, how come we still in the same place that they take we and put we in slavery? You ever see a free man paying, a king paying tax? If it is be free, how come the parents and mothers still pay tax? Like, you know, all the parents that pay tax on different things. The house to work again with, you can't feed the children, you can't do nothing, right? That means you're not free, you're not bondage, right? So So the Mosai say he went and put the Israelites and them into slavery for breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments, right? So from what we read so far, right? Would you say we people fit exactly what we were reading about, or the other nations of people? What do you say? The other nations and them is who don't have and going through all this hell and all them thing? Or we going through that? So then who is the Israelites? Who is it? That's right. So because why? We fit the places that the Israelites will be going through, right? Right. So bring this out.
Right, so this is Acts 2 and verse 20. So it says the sun shall be turned into 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Right, so you see we see whosoever, right? Right. We bring it out, right?
Acts 2 and verse 21 again, right?
Yeah.
Right. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Continue.
Ye men of Israel, hear these words.
Right, so for we to be saved, we have to call on the name of the Lord, right? Well, you know what the name of the Lord is? Jesus. Yahweh. Right? When the letter J was invented. When the letter J was invented. And Jesus was he was a Hebrew, right? He was an Israelite, right? Right, so when you look up in the Hebrew alphabet, there is no J in the Hebrew alphabet. The name could not be Jesus, right? So I tell you, ye men of Israel shall be saved. So the Israelites is who have salvation, right? So if we is the Israelites of the Bible, that means the other make the part right on the inside of that to obtain mercy from the Messiah, right? Huh? Yeah, the commandments we say, right? As you know, say, right? Right, so in order to keep these commandments, first we have to know who it is we're calling on. You can't just say, Father Lord, help me, anything whatever it is. Right? You can't even say a prayer just like that, right? You must know the name you're calling on. Because they will say, I pray into God. Who is God? There are many gods. There are Buddha, there are Shiva, there is them Indian gods. There have, what is called this fat man? Buddha, yeah, the same Buddha. Then it have Zeus. Ganesh and all, right? Then it has Zeus. Zeus is our God, right? So which God you praying to? But in the Bible tell you how it say ye men are gods and all of you are children of the Most High, which is the Israelites and them, right? So that means it have many gods, but it have one true and supreme God, right? When you go into the Hebrew, you'll see his name is Yahweh. You can see that name?
Yeah.
Yahweh, right? You see it? And his son name is Yahweh Shai. Matthew 1 and 21. Right? His son name is Yahweh Shai. You can see that name?
Yeah.
Yahweh Shai. Meaning he saves. Yahweh means he is, or I am. Right? Okay. Right, so this is the book of Matthew 1 and 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name. The pointer is Jesus here, right? But you know, this is an English name. He used to speak Hebrew. So if Christ was walking the face of the earth and you call him Jesus, even though you just walk past you, right? Because if you call him, but if I call you out of your name and telling you Sean, what your name is? Joshua. Your name is Joshua, right? And I calling you Sean, would you respond to that? But that is not your name, right? So it's the same way if Christ was walking, if he said here today, you're going to respond to him calling him Jesus. Right? There is no J in the Hebrew alphabet. Right? J was invented in 1524, so it's only 500 years old. That letter is, right? Christ walked, if he said here over 2,000 years ago, surely you know that is, right? Right? So he named, there's no way he named to be Jesus. Right? And you must call him true name of the Messiah and his son. Right? So what type of people would say he is now? What? Those went to the Israelites went to
These
the
days when Israelites.
right, so what are the warriors? Warriors? Well, let's say that's sort of like what they
Now it's Israelites.
the warriors. And what is the most sign?
Yahweh.
Yahshua.
See?
Yahweh.
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 Not Yahweh. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
And what is your name is?
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai, right? But we also have what all use it pork. Is it pork? Is it it also? Is it shrimps? Shrimps, right? Leviticus 11. Right, because all this is part of our slave master and all used to feed we back then, right? So we got accustomed to eating these things. Because we forefathers and them before slavery never used to eat these things, right? We bring us up. Come on
So
inside
these-
or not?
So this is the book of Leviticus 11 and verse 7. So it says, and the swine will be divided the hoof, and the swine, though he divided the hoof,
You know what is a swine? What?
a swine.
They say a fruit?
There's
Swine is
something in the pork. I don't know.
something in the pork. Swine is pork. Swine is a pig. Right? It's not something in the pork and it's not a fruit. Right? So bring that out, please.
So it says, and the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
Right? So a swine, pig, pork is unclean to you, right? This is something you're not supposed to be eating. You paying attention? It is announced.
That is something we not supposed to be.
Right, so pay attention to it, right? As we tell earlier before, you have to pay attention to understand what the Bible is saying, right? So the swine is something we should not be eating, right? Go down to 12.
So here's Leviticus 11 and verse 12. So it says, whatsoever had no fin nor scales in the water,
Right, so we're talking about things in the water and all too, right? Because we know you're not supposed to eat the swine that is on land. We're also talking about, like when I ask all if all eat shrimps, they say is eat it, right? So bring that out.
so it says Leviticus 11 and verse 7, in verse 12, whatsoever had no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you.
Right, so anything that come out of the water, right? You can eat the so-called sea moss, so the girls tell us sea moss good for you and it can make punch and it can make different things with it. That have fins on it. A fish have fins on and scale on. Anything that coming out of the water itself must have fins and scale. So what type of animal does have fin and scale on it? A fish, right? So that means you can't eat sea moss, you can't put it in no punch and drink it, right? Continue.
So this verse 13. And these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls, they that shall not be eaten.
Right, go down. Right, so back to the water, right? You can't eat anything in the water that's coming out and it will have fins and scale on it, right? So then therefore the shrimp that all the sailors eat, it have fins on it. That fins on a shrimp,
I don't know.
right? It have no fins and it have no scale. So that means you can't cook. A lobster don't have that neither, right? So anything eating out of the water could only be fish. Right? And it can't, you can eat catfish. Catfish have fins on it. It has scales on it. Never see catfish with scale on it. Never smooth skin on it. Smooth skin, right? So that means it only have one of the characteristic of a clean fish. It do have the next one, it has scale. Right? So that means you can't eat catfish, right? Right? So no more shrimps, crab and lobster. You see crab and all too? You see that then? Carry that, right?
Shark, no shark.
Yeah, no shark also, right? So this was stuff, right? whatsoever had no fin nor scale in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. So if it do have no fin, it do have no scale, you can't eat them things that come out of the water. You can't keep eating alligator and all them sort of nastiness and something, right? You can't eat these things, right? On land, people eating tattoo and all these different things. It's showing and all too about, I know all that to go, but the rat family, a tattoo is similar to a rat. Man, all these different things. You can't eat these things, right? These things are abomination. They're just getting sick. These other nations and then them can eat all them things and do get sick, right? But the most I tell you that we is a special people, right? Alright, so the book of Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people. Where are they go now? For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all nations that are upon the face of the earth. Right? To be special. They come like we are the chosen one, right? And you're correct with that, right? So to be special, you can't be the same as everybody else. You come like on a football team with everybody, Cristiano and Messi, right? You put them in a special league from the other players and then because they're more, you know, more hip to the game and whatever it is, right?
To make the crowd more.
Right. So you wouldn't classify Messi as a normal player. You wouldn't classify Cristiano Ronaldo as a normal player. Then he's special in a class by himself, right? When the Mosai say Israel is a holy and separate people in a class by yourself. Yes, you are at the lowest state right now, you're under the other nations and them, but not because we under the other nations and them means that we is nobody. Right?
We could still do something.
Not a matter, we could still do something. He is the salt that we eat. You know? If you have a food out, you're cooking food but you ain't put no salt in it, how does it taste?
Like it has no taste.
Like that, nothing, it's just sapient. Right, but if you put salt in it, it takes flavor, right? If you watch something, we at our lowest state, right? Anything we do is our fashion, and anything we do, the other nations that people just want to follow it, right? So that means we sort of, we bring the earth flavor, we bring in all different styles. You understand what I'm saying, right? Doing this can't be in the same mindset that it was in before we had knowledge of it, right? So now we have to understand that Wale is just not as he said earlier on, a nigger and a negro and all these different things. You can't have that same mindset, right? You know now that the scripture tells you that he was an Israelite. An Israelite is supposed to move in a higher state, meaning he's supposed to keep the commandments of God and do whatever the Most High say you should do. Stay focused, right? So you can't focus on the things of the world we was doing before and know the truth, right? You come like I know I shouldn't be drinking, but I go and drink and get in an accident. People blame me, right? Because I know I shouldn't be drinking. I still went and do it and get in an accident. The only person I could blame is myself. Because I know better, I'm supposed to do better. Right? So with that, we know all you have to leave. Right? And I don't want to keep back all it too long. So all is the Israelites on them. Right? And all the history is in the Bible. Right?
More than written in the Bible.
Right, that's a history book, right? So you gotta learn wherever you can learn as fast as you can learn it. Not just say, well, I can know it's an Israelite, but you know what? I'll do that next week. I'll find out more next month or wherever it is. You know now, you gotta try and learn as discipline and continuing seeking and finding out more knowledge about who you really is and what you're supposed to do. Right? So that we say shalom, right?
You can leave a message for you?
Yeah.
Well, just stay in school and just don't study. Be haters and all that.
What you have to do, I think we really supposed to push is stay in the word of God. That is the real school. This is the school here where we're here right now. This is the church we're here right now. Right? So we read messages about holiness and abiding by the word of God. Right, King? Are you fly on it? Put on this one. Which one all? You have our phone now? One word. Right? Shalom. I mean, peace and equal, right?
Well,